A huge loss felt this afternoon in the Olathe community after losing a high school coach to COVID-19 this week. Hello, I'm Laura Moritz.
And I'm Kelly Eckerman. Derek Leppert coached baseball for multiple teams in Johnson County, but he's had deep roots across the state of Kansas. KMBC 9's Bianca Beltran is live now at Olathe West High School, where family and friends are remembering him. Bianca?
And we have seen a huge outpouring of support for Coach Leppert's family today. He's known for his work with young baseball players, but here at Olathe West, he also worked in the front office, and I'm told he interacted with every person who walked through those doors. Today, he's remembered as a character who was larger than life. From day one, Coach Leppert's mission was clear.
Here's a former head college coach coming to interview as a C-team coach at the time, and I'm like, well, Lef, what are you doing here? I mean, you're way too qualified for this. And he goes, I'm just looking to make a difference with kids.
Last year, he won Assistant Coach of the Year. On top of high school baseball, he coached privately and volunteered. Kurt says Derek Leppert stepped away from coaching last month when a family member tested positive for COVID-19. Leppert tweeted about his own coronavirus battle in late August. Despite tough side effects, including what he described as temporary paralysis of his legs, he remained positive, writing, "I will be back stronger," the day before he died.
We all loved him, and the impact that he had in his time here is something that I think should be a goal for all of us.
Mrs. Leppert said baseball brought them together, and their baseball family is helping them through this.
It's not easy to do, to talk to your children about something like this, and we appreciate all the support we've had from the community. It's been overwhelming.
And an absolutely tough battle in the hospital. The head baseball coach here at Olathe West, he organized an online fundraiser for Coach Leppert's family, and I'm sure to link to that on my KMBC Facebook page. Reporting in Olathe, Kansas, I'm Bianca Beltran, KMBC 9 News.
The principal of Olathe West High School tells us Coach Leppert had not been on campus since last March.
Both Kansas and Missouri are releasing new COVID-19 cases today. In Kansas, there have been 976 new cases since Wednesday. Across the state line in Missouri, that number is over 1,500 since Thursday. The positivity rate in both states are down. Kansas is at 14.6% and Missouri is at 11.8%. Jackson County will offer COVID-19 testing Monday through Friday starting next week. Free testing will take place from 10 to 2 at a different test site each day. You do not need to be having symptoms to get tested. Walk-ins are welcome, but appointments are recommended. For locations and to register, visit the Jackson County Health Department website.
Within the last hour, the Blue Springs School District lost its first bid to get more fans into their football games. A judge has turned down the district request to strike down the county's limit of 100 fans at every game. KMBC's Michael Mahoney has the latest on the ruling that has just come out. Michael?
Yeah, just come out within the last hour or so. The school district was claiming that Jackson County's limit of 100 people or less at outdoor gatherings is arbitrary and it is confusing. Now, they had a hearing on a temporary restraining order trying to knock that down today, but Judge Corey Atkins ruled against the district move to drop that limit immediately. Now, both Blue Springs and Blue Springs South have football games tonight, and normally thousands of fans attend those games. The district claimed it makes no sense that the school's theaters with a 1,000-person capacity could legally, under the limits, hold 500 people, but a football game outside could be limited to just 100. Lawyers for Jackson County's health department told Judge Atkins there was no immediate harm with those limits. Obviously, some parents disagree.
There's no reason for the county to go into our school and threaten them with a 14-day quarantine when they've done nothing wrong but play a game in front of their friends and family.
Now, that is a reference to one of the potential sanctions that the county was threatening the district against, including other ones like pulling their health department license for concessions as well. Now, Blue Springs is hustling at this hour now to reallocate the tickets for these two football games tonight. Originally, they set them for 550 tickets each game. Now they're going to have to scale that back to 100, and they're going to have a trial on this later this year. Whether or not it's in time for save any part of the football season decision remains to be seen after the school district of Blue Springs loses an effort to strike down the Jackson County limitations on 100 people or less at outside gatherings so that they can have more people at their football games and other outside sports. Michael Mahoney, KMBC 9 News.
A mostly Republican state council is agreeing today to extend an emergency COVID-19 declaration. It was set to expire in Kansas. The declaration was ordered earlier by Democratic Governor Laura Kelly to allow the state to provide services in response to the pandemic. The State Financial Council agreed to do it as long as Governor Kelly does not move to close businesses statewide because of the pandemic. New this afternoon, the U.S. plans to end enhanced health screenings of travelers who come from certain countries. That means those visitors will no longer be funneled through 15 large U.S. airports. Those requirements were imposed in January to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Health officials in Kansas are making changes to the state's quarantine list. They've removed Aruba and pulled a mandatory quarantine order. You do still need to quarantine for 14 days if you didn't keep your distance or wear a mask at a large gathering, or if you've been on a cruise ship on or after March 15th. You are also required to quarantine if you had close contact with a confirmed case of COVID-19.
As we get into fall, trips to see family become more common. So how do you handle traveling during the pandemic? Health experts with the University of Kansas Health System say it really depends on your family situation and where you're going.
If you don't have symptoms, if you don't have a reason to suspect you were exposed to COVID, you probably don't need a COVID test. And again, what are you planning to do with your family? Are you going to maintain social distancing? Are you going to wear a mask? If you are, if they're distanced from you, if they live far away and you actually have to travel to visit them, they're not likely in your bubble. So although they're family, you might have to take on those additional precautions to protect yourself and to protect them.
Doctors recommend isolating before any trips to see family. Some states require you get a test before you visit to avoid quarantining once you arrive. A Christmas tradition won't go on as planned in Lawrence this year. The old-fashioned Christmas parade is canceled because of coronavirus concerns. The parade has kicked off the holiday season in Lawrence for more than 30 years. There will be some virtual activities instead. Those plans will be announced at a later date.
Coronavirus and the limited capacity at Arrowhead forced many fans to find another place to watch the game. As always, Power and Light was a pretty popular option. Now, the plan for the venue was to cap capacity at 10%, space out tables, require masks, and encourage social distancing. But as you can see, some people chose not to follow those rules as the night went on.